What's up, guys? How y'all doing? What's up, Ryan? What's up, J-Rock? Mikey? Barb, what's going on? What's up, Barb? What's up, Bearded? Mark, welcome to the stream. Caesar, what's up, man? Bad Baptist, what's going on? Mindar, good to see you. Kango, what's up? Mava, good to see you. What's going on, Joey? Curtis Hill, good evening, bro. Crypto Backer, what's up? Geeky, good to see you. Yeah, I like the stream, guys. Ando, the show is fantastic. Fantastic. What's up, Avanish? What's up, Async? Vegas Claw, good to see you. Wick, what's up? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Kim? How you doing? Yeah, ACL was. All right. So, what did we talk about yesterday? So we talked about how the main spot that would be looking for price to get rejected is the sell box here. That's the previous supply zone here. So we touch that previous supply zone. Confluence with spider line here, and we break structure out of there, and we come down, and we just retested the spider line. Now we haven't grabbed the liquidity from the previous high here. So that is interesting. Now, like I talked about before, everything on Bitcoin at least is internal structure since we haven't come above 117, which means that we do still have a weak low down here that we would still expect to get attacked until we break structure back bullishly. And with our golden pocket rejecting us, let's see. Yeah, we did break this high, but yeah, still all internal. So maybe we come down to like the 618 here, and maybe we go up one more time and snag liquidity, or we're just gonna run the low. But let's see what Market Cipher looks like. What, is the music too loud? Alright, that should be better. Yeah, async, it's really annoying, especially for market structure trader like myself. After coming on here yesterday, and then we're here, and all I can really tell you guys is we're probably gonna get rejected here, and then we get rejected. It's like there's no new structure for me to really comment on. Like it's the same stuff, but we can look at some altcoins that have some structure. Um, Still, I mean, you have support here, right? Around like 112, 112 to 110. So maybe we get a small bounce out of there. That's kind of what I'd be looking at. You kind of have to play with internal structure here. Hold on. So I guess, I mean, we have 2-minute structure here. The 3-minute. Ow. Oh, I just got wax in my eye. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So I mean, I guess we have 3-minute structure we can play with, right? So it's kind of in the weeds here, but so you break your 3-minute, break it bullish here. So yeah, I guess if you want structure, you're gonna have to go on like some of the smaller time frames to get some external structure. But we did actually break some bullish external structure here. Of course, we broke it back bearish now. But I mean, at this point, I mean, right now, Bitcoin's really just ranging underneath the golden pocket here, hitting the value area low. But the main thing to keep in mind is you should not be like longing here unless you're scalping or playing the indicators or something like that, because we don't really have any actionable bullish structure and we have a weak low down here. And we're at the golden pocket, so, you know, you would expect something like that. First kind of stop would be here. Let's go ahead and mark that on our chart here. I have some demand here. Okay. Nothing's really changed on Bitcoin. I still kind of see the same trades that I saw yesterday. The short here, or you come above here, break 15-minute structure, and then maybe break it back bearish, take a short there. In order to break 4-hour structure, we still have to come back above 124. Yeah. Other than that, I would expect to come down here. Expect to come here. Let's look at something that actually has structure, because this is... Yeah, Ondo, that was painful. Okay. So ETH had structure, so let's check out ETH. Okay, so ETH broke bullish 15-minute structure here. We put in 3 drives here. We broke bearishly, and then we just stopped out all of the shorts. And we broke back bullish out of here. Money's kind of coming out. Had some divergences at the high. Another 3 drives at the highs. Let's see. What level was ETH at? Oh, look at that. ETH tapped. Okay, so like we were talking about yesterday, so we were looking for most of these coins to come back and test the supply that led to the dump up here. So ETH has now hit that. I would expect a pullback out of this level. So let's see. They give you 15-minute up here? They did not. There was your short. Break the 5-minute here. Retest golden pocket. Oh, he didn't even give you that. Retest of supply here. Yeah, that would have been your short. Now you have bullish 15 minutes, so generally I'd be looking for it to come around here. Like 41.89, takes a profit, and then you can leave a runner and see if we can come grab the low. But with bullish 15-minute here, yeah, I would really like to see a test here. At this point, since the 15 minutes bullish, is the 30-minute bullish? Okay, yeah, so we did have a 30-minute break here as well. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I see mainly shorts, guys. I mean, we retraced like the highs of the range. Yeah, I'd be looking for these to come down. It's really hard for me to give you guys TA right now, looking at these charts. So the problem is, like, if we're looking for trades here, we mainly want to look for shorts because we're on a. Well, it's kind of confusing, right? Because at least on, let's look at the daily on ETH. Okay, so we are under bearish daily. So we're under, so this is where we currently stand, right? So the weekly's bearish, or, sorry. No, the weekly's bullish. So the weekly's bullish. The 4 hours bearish. And the daily is bearish. Right? So we're really, if we're expecting the weekly to hold here, we're really looking for the 4 hour to flip back bullish if you want to take longs, right? So right now, these two time frames would take precedence and we'd be looking for pullback to the downside until the 4 hour breaks higher. And we've retraced to key supply areas, so you know, I don't really want you guys to be longing premium, right? Because if we take our 4 hour range here, right? I mean, discount would be coming back to the levels that we were kind of talking about on Bitcoin, which is kind of this like 3,800 range for a retest. And hitting the supply here, if we are going to make a new low, I would expect to make a new low out of the supply. So really, I would be favoring shorts here. Yeah, you had a 12-minute break of structure here too as well. Yeah, I really like the short. If you're in a short from here, I would expect it to hit 41.90 and then maybe continue down the golden pocket. But you can leave a runner on that because we have a weak low below us. Let's look at some momentum here. We're still kind of chilling with momentum. Yeah, Joey, it's just hard. It's hard to say anything different from yesterday. Like yesterday, I saw us coming up here. We've now done that. We've broken some structure out of this. It is external structure on ETH. I would expect to come down. That's kind of what I can give you guys right now. Maybe like a short off of a retest of these lows if we come back up to go down again. I didn't take any trades today, but when I do, I will let you guys know. We can look at, is there anything you guys want to go over or any questions you guys have? We can just chat a little bit. I mean, I can do altcoin TA right now, but it might be more helpful just to answer questions or anything you guys are struggling with. I want to talk about something interesting, and these charts are not very interesting to me right now. Is that the same structure as we had at 16K? What do you mean? Yeah, we can kind of talk about some of this stuff, guys. So, top 3 indicators I like to use and why. Well, I've used Market Cipher for like 5 years, so I'm very familiar with how to read this. So I do like using this one. I like MACD and then just simple moving averages. I like moving averages too, but most of the time, this is what my chart looks like. I don't trade with indicators. Trying to learn the orb today. Yeah, orb's good. Orb's great for like a day trading strategy. So if we throw hold on. Does this script work? I don't know if this is the finished one. No. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so this is your orb. Like there's a lot of coins that orb is like really good at. Like Farcoin loves its orb, so generally you'll see a lot of times like a fake out to the downside and then a breakout to one side, and then Farcoin just runs that way. So like see over here, fake out to the upside, break to the downside, fart just nukes, right? But like if you are trading orb, I mean just look at this. Right? Like Farcoin breaks orb to the upside, goes up, right? Farcoin breaks orb to the downside, goes down. Farcoin breaks orb to the downside, goes down. Farcoin breaks down, goes down. Breaks back up, goes up, right? But if you want to trade orb, I would look at Farcoin. This thing loves its orb. And a lot of days this is just so easy. But yeah, basically orb is just the first 15-minute candle. So if you mark out the high and the low of the first 15-minute candle, it'll give you range for the day. Thoughts on Bitcoin dominance? Let's check it out. quick. Yeah, we can look at this. So Bitcoin dominance, I was looking at this a little bit. So you kind of break your daily structure bullish here. It's in an uptrend, so we'll have to see. I would expect maybe this. But yeah, we would expect this to go up. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, so we retrace down to like where we would expect to bounce from here. We're still in an uptrend on the weekly, and now we're in an uptrend on the daily. Let's look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour just broke bearish. So weekly's bullish, daily's bullish, 4 hours bearish. Probably a pullback, and then you're just waiting for like a structure to break back up, and it should go back up. But yeah, I think it looks the daily structure is bullish and the weekly's bullish, so I would expect this to go higher. I would expect it to come for this high. We'll have to see. If we come back below this low, then we're breaking daily structure back bearish, and we're actually might be on our way to test this supply level here, or demand level here. And then if we lose this, that's a weekly downtrend, and that might be your altcoin season. But right now, my base case would be come back up and attack this week high. But we'll see. Thoughts on spot holders for Bitcoin and ETH? Yeah, so I'll tell you what I told everyone yesterday. So what I'd be looking at if you're determining your spot, I'd be looking for this level for a weekly close below here. So if we close a weekly candle below here, then we have a JPOW pattern, an inverted JPOW pattern on the weekly. This would not be good. So I would say for your spot holdings, you're chilling unless you see a weekly close below here. That's a change of structure on the weekly. And like, I mean, it could, with timing and everything, it could be over. Because right now it's indecision, right? So what have we done here? We've SFP'd the high and we've SFP'd the low. And now we're back in the middle of the range, right? So it's indecision, not really something, not really bullish, right? But not extremely bearish. Also, we had distribution at the highs, right? We were talking about this for a long time. We had the break of structure here. 1, 2, 3 hits, distribution, come down. The problem is this is possible. But that'll be determined by if we get a weekly close below here or not. But yeah, guys, I mean, distribution at the highs towards the end of the post-halving year, I mean, it's not the most bullish chart right now, guys, to be honest with you. What are your top 3 tools you like to use and why? It's a different question. Market structure, man. Market structure is, I mean, it's pretty much the only thing I use. I mean, sometimes I'll look at like liquidation charts, but I mean, I haven't done that in a while, but I I just look at the charts. Everything you need is in the candles. Bearded, yeah, I'm just looking at this, but I am quite bearish right now. I'm quite bearish. Uh, that'll change if we can break 4-hour structure, and then maybe we go to 130 or like everyone's talking about. But right now, I mean, we just rejected off of the same supply that led to this. That led to. So last time we hit this supply, or we were in this supply, Bitcoin dropped 12%. So we just rejected off that supply now, and we'll have to see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, it would be internal 1 hour. Yeah, if we lose this, reject, and then come down, you definitely do that. Yeah, that's true. The MACD 5-minute strat is money. Yeah, so that strategy works great in the New York session for sure, and with finding those liquidity grabs. What is your rules for determining a high or low in a structure? So it's got to be 2 consecutive candles pushing in the same direction. So whether that be like a green candle like this and another green candle like this, right? That would set a valid high. Or if it's a red candle, be like a red candle like this, and then like another red candle. All right. And there can be wicks on this, right? Like it can look like this or whatever. Doesn't really matter. Just 2 candles in the same direction pushing down, or 2 candles in the same direction pushing up. That's my rules for determining a valid low or high. Cheeks, let me look at what you posted. When did you post this? Oh, right now. Okay. On the 5-minute? Yeah, so that is. So what you're looking at. So your break of structure here is right here. Right? So you break structure bearish here, retest back in, down you go. So it looks like that short's playing out, coming down. Yeah, guys. I mean, this would be a 1 hour. It's internal, right? But this would be a 1 hour internal break. If we come down here, I expect us to pull back here. We'll see. Prepared trader is a profitable trader, guys. If it looks bearish, I'm gonna tell you it looks bearish. Yeah, Bearded just answered it. What's my favorite trade setup? My favorite trade setup is the amazing JPOW pattern, right? So, what is that? Well, you see at the top of the range here. So we talked about like how looking for a 4-hour bear break at the top of the range, right? So the JPOW pattern is what started this dump, right? So it's SFP followed by a break of structure in the other direction. Right? This right here is my absolute favorite trade setup pattern right here. Especially when you get a nice risk to reward, right? Targeting the, I mean, you probably would have targeted like at least 115. And then targeting here, you get a nice risk to reward, right? You'll see this all the time, by the way. Throw a 1 in the chat if you like this pattern. Throw a 1 in the chat if you are able to identify this pattern and have made money from it. All right, a few ones in there, but yeah, this would, whether it's upside down or whether it's right side up. Yeah, I did add the made money part. Yeah, yeah. Understanding how to see a pattern is great, but you want to be able to execute on it too. So make sure you're taking the trades on it. So we shorted right here. If only we had held that short. I know some of y'all held that short, which is awesome. But see, like you get a 4-hour bear break, especially after a JPOW, you get a 15-minute structure break at the 618. Boom. I'm just curious, is anyone still holding the short from up here? Or did anyone hold the short from up here down? Okay. Let's see. And you want to try to get in right after the back test, right? So yeah, it depends. So what kind of determines where to enter for me is like risk to reward, right? Because I want to get like at least a 3 risk to reward. So it's gonna depend where my target is for the play, right? So with this one, since we were in like a new daily uptrend here, I just took the golden pocket, and we got, so where was that? Yeah, so we got a 7-minute break of structure here. So this is an SFP, but it's like not a wick SFP, right? This is just like a close back within the range SFP, range deviation SFP. But just think of like this was a SFP, right? So we came to the golden pocket. We got our bearish break here. So for me, since my target was down here at the bottom of the range, right? When I'm determining how to get in, I just put my entry on the back test of the lows. Because with my stop loss up here, targeting the lows of the range, that's a 5.6 risk to reward trade, right? That's a very good risk to reward trade. So I would enter on the retest of supply, because whenever you're determining where to enter, this whole area is supply here. Right? So you want to be entering in supply. Now, when this kind of changes is when the risk to reward is not great, right? So let's say price action instead looked like this. It had like a up, down, SFP the high. Ah, come on. Up, down, SFP the high, break the low. Oh, that's still going to be good. All right. SFP the high, break the low. All right. Let's say it looked like this. All right. So if I was setting up this trade, and you're looking at the risk to reward here, it's like a 2, right? So there's a couple ways that you can do this, right? So you can wait for it to stop. Like let's say that it stops here, and you can take like your golden pocket, and you can get a retrace from there. Right? And then you get a 4 risk to reward if you enter on a golden pocket retest, right? So that's a way to get better risk to reward because you might not want to take just a 2 risk to reward trade, so you take the pullback so that it becomes a 3, right? Or another thing that you can do is just enter when it gets to the desired risk to reward that you're looking for, right? So you can say, I want to take a 3 risk to reward trade here, and maybe you just enter here. So you don't have to worry about it coming all the way back to the golden pocket. You enter here, and then you have your good risk to reward to the lows. Because risk to reward is the most important thing in trading because it's what allows you to, it's what insulates you from your win rate, right? So if you have a 3 risk to reward trades and you're taking them, then you can lose 3 trades, win 1, and you're back to break even. And then, you know, if you win 2, lose 1, you're in nice profits. That's why taking that 5 risk to reward trade up here was so desirable, right? Because we got 5 times our money at the lows here. Right here. That's where I closed the trade. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in chat if that makes sense. That strong low near 122K sent the price to break of structure. What's the reason we don't see that as a target in the RR? 122? The reason the target's down here is because it's a 4-hour week low. So when we were entering this trade on the 4-hour, this was a week low. So we were entering into the 4-hour trend at the golden pocket based on smaller time frame structure, and we had a 5-minute JPAL pattern on total 1. So the logical target on this is going to be the lows, the 4-hour low, which was like 120, 657. So if we look at total here, my lines are still there. Okay, so this is like an example of a JPAL pattern right here. So one of the things that helps me get into this trade here, so whenever I signaled that trade out, I said I'm entering a short here on the back test of 123.675, targeting the lows of the range, stop loss at the highs. We broke 8-minute structure and total broke 5-minute structure. So what I was looking at here was this JPAL pattern on total, right? So total market cap had a SFP, and I don't always put the words there when I'm not sharing the chart, but SFP break of structure, right? So we got my favorite pattern on total. We got an 8-minute structure break on Bitcoin at a golden pocket at a supply zone, because we were looking at this chart on total. Right? We were looking at this on total. We're at a 4-hour supply block. If we're going to create a new low, this is where I would anticipate that we create the new low from, right? Because this is the supply that created this drop that broke the structure. So because this is the supply that created the drop, this drop that broke the structure, whenever we return to that area, we would expect selling pressure in the same zone to break to a new low. So there was a lot of confluence in that trade. And this is what I love to trade. I love to trade high like confluence A plus setups, right? That's why it's so hard for me to do TA right now because I mean, look at total. Total's in the middle of the range. Structure's all the way up here, all the way up here. I mean, we're probably coming back down here, right? But it's just so hard to trade the middle of the range with no structure. Yeah. But this is like if I'm signaling a trade to you guys, like this is the kind of trade you're going to be getting. It's going to be because we're in key areas, in premium or in discount with structure breaks. It's the sauce. It's the real sauce. Did and you don't wait for any confirmation, just limit after the break. So the break of structure is the confirmation. The break of structure is the confirmation, right? So you don't trade the SFP, right? You don't trade the SFP here. You trade the break of structure. That's the confirmation. So like your first indication to look for something is going to be this SFP here, right? And then once you actually break the structure, this would be like what you're kind of asking, my confirmation. My confirmation would be the break of structure after the SFP. Did the JPAL pattern just happen on ETH? Let's take a look. What time frame? Yeah, I don't really see. I mean, there was a break of structure here. I don't really see a JPAL pattern. That's gonna depend, Joey. It's gonna depend on like what strategy you're using, what you look at. I mean, order blocks are good. The trend channel alerts are good, but it just depends on what you're looking at. High time frame alerts are gonna be better. Um, no, 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 you're good. Don't apologize, bro. No, I'm just trying to pinpoint what you were looking at when you asked the question. Like, oh, 15 minute. Okay. Um, no, not necessarily. Yeah, I don't really see any JPOW patterns here. Are are DTIVs up? I don't know what you're asking. Oh, are three drives up? Bearish pattern? Yeah. Well, it depends, right? Three drives can be bullish or bearish depending if it's at the lows or at the highs. Let's look at total three here. Oof. So here's another example of a JPAL pattern on total 3. So on the daily time frame, you had an SFP break of structure, then you had another SFP. This looks like distribution, and now you've broken the lows again. So technically, if you look at this, okay, so this is kind of interesting. So if you look at this way, so this is actually a JPAL pattern right now on total 3, but inverted. So if we come back to test these lows, I mean, guys, I'm always honest with you guys. I'm feeling really bearish right now about this market. I hope that I'm wrong and it's not over, but these charts don't look good. These charts look quite bearish. Yeah. I mean, I was really worried it was going to be distribution, and it looks a whole lot like distribution, guys. So, yeah. I will happily, but you react to it, right? But yeah, I'm pretty bearish. What I do hope for is that we get some structure. So whether we pull this low and then get like a low and then another 15-minute low to break, and then we finally get some structure, that would be fantastic. But right now, we're just chilling. You got to look at like ETH if you want structure. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, async. As long as the 4 hour remains bearish, I'm gonna tell you that it's guilty until proven innocent. Um, Distribution at the highs after a 2 week range deviation of the previous range is it's just not bullish. Just can't. The only thing that is keeping me like from telling you guys I think it's over is that the weekly is holding SFP structure. This is the last stand for Bitcoin. Like if we get a weekly close down here, things start to look really bad. Until then, it's like Bitcoin is on life support, right? And we're just hoping that it can get an injection and break 4 hour structure and we're back in the game, right? But we're chilling. We're chilling right now. Traders are positioning themselves, and then it's who's going to get wrecked, right? The problem is like if we come back for these guys, we need to do it like the middle of the week, so like over the next 3 days or something, because we really want to close bullishly for the week, and if we're going to come down to then come back up, we would want to make sure we close above this. So if we find ourselves down here on like Wednesday or Thursday and then we start pumping back up and we can reclaim this and maybe we create some structure, that would be kind of a really great scenario. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. 50 people in here, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hitting the likes. I understand today was probably not the most entertaining stream because there's not that much TA I can do for you guys right now, but hey, man, I mean, we gave you guys the level to short from, right? We gave you guys the sell level. That's just previous supply, and hopefully you guys coming back every day are starting to see that this structure stuff works. And when I found this stuff, it's really the only kind of analysis that makes sense to me. But since we don't really have any other questions here, I hope you guys enjoyed the little lessons today. My name's Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. See you guys tomorrow.